Alright folks, as promised, I'm going to walk you through a losing trade that I took yesterday. It was a small loss, but a loss nonetheless, so let's get right into it. Alright, so here we are looking at the ES, aka the S&P 500 futures, and as we know, yesterday we saw a extremely violent sell-off to the downside, something historic actually, right? The NASDAQ, every single stock on the NASDAQ closed red yesterday. We haven't seen that since March of 2020. So what I was looking for is, at the time we had a demand zone here, right at this like 40-20 level, and I was looking for a potential bounce out of this zone. And so I wanted to see higher lows being put in and a sign that we would begin to move higher at the time. The demand zone is gone right now. So if you can just kind of look at like this white line here and like where my cursor is, this is where the zone was before I removed it because we invalidated this price. Not only were we at a demand zone here at the time, but we also had demand zones for all 6 of the big equities, market leading equities that I watch on a daily basis to help me determine the direction of the market. So we had a demand zone here at the time for Facebook, which was a very, very key one. On top of this, Apple was at support at the time. Like literally all 6 of them. I'm not going to go through them individually, but all 6 of them were either at support or demand at the time. So that gave me another reason why I was looking to get long. So based off of those 2 things, what I did was I went over to the 1-minute chart because now I'm in entry mode. I already had my thesis ready to go, and now I was looking to pinpoint an entry. So I switched to the 1-minute chart, and as you can see here, this is about where the play was. So as you can see here, again, we were at a former demand zone and we started making higher lows inside of the zone. So this to me was indicating that, okay, maybe we're going to end up seeing a bounce here, right? Higher lows. Unfortunately, as you can see, that bounce was very short-lived and we ended up coming right back down, and I ended up getting stopped out. My stop loss was down here at the low. As you can see, we ended up hitting that not too long after, and I ended up stopping out for about a $75 loss. So I was able to end up ending the day break even because I ended up taking a winning trade a little bit later in the day. However, the takeaway is that I should have waited. Instead of trying to catch a falling knife on the play that I just showed you, I should have instead waited for the market to find some consolidation, wait for buyers to step in and send price back to the upside, and then on the retest on a pullback, that would have been a much higher probability entry and a much higher probability of the play actually working out. Similar to a setup like this, right? A nice bounce out of the zone, come back for the retest, and then another move higher like this. Instead, I ended up being a first buyer. We ended up testing the zone and I was a first buyer, right? There was no buyers at the time proving that we were going to move higher. I was basically speculating, trying to get in early. Instead, I should have been okay with waiting for the potential move, waiting for the retest, and then the potential leg higher. All right, so that sums up the recap from yesterday's trade. Again, I don't sweat the small losses, right? I only ended down $9 on the day, and then today, like me filming this, so September 14th, I ended up much more than that loss, right? So trading is all about implementing proper risk management and about keeping your losses small and letting your winners run. Like, trading is not about being right all the time. I lose plenty of times, but because I keep my losses small and I make my winners, or allow my winners to be much larger than those losses, I still am a profitable trader. Share this video with a friend if you found it helpful. Make sure to follow for more trading tips, and I'll see you guys in the next one.